Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We are live in the market right now, and the market is not doing too hot. In fact, this might be my last video of all time. Just kidding, it's not. But if you want to follow along as I try to sell some options and generate some extra income, especially through these turbulent times like we're seeing today, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any videos in the future. And also, if you're considering selling options and trying this out on your own, I highly recommend doing so in Robinhood just because the user interface makes it so easy and so simple. And if you don't have a Robinhood account yet, I'll have a link in the description for you. You can sign up through that, get some free stock, and it also helps out the channel. Now, just a bit ago, the Fed announced that it was going to expect fewer rate cuts next year. And unfortunately for me, and probably for you too, I would assume, at least if you're into the short term, stocks are not responding too well, especially our favorite, Sofi. Sofi, as you know, is very sensitive to rates because they sell loans. Unfortunately for me, I bought to close some of the puts that I had sold previously on Sofi that maybe by now would be in the money. The price of Sofi currently is $15.06. So if you're waiting for a time to get into Sofi, maybe now is your calling. Now, I said I went to buy to close some of them today. However, I didn't buy to close every single put that I had sold. I still have some that are right now in the money, and I have a couple options. The most prevalent one is this Sofi $16.50 put that expires this Friday. Currently, I have two options. I can either let this go on to Friday and see if Sofi is still below $16.50, which I kind of bet it is, and then these shares become assigned to me Friday evening at $16.50. I'll buy 100 shares, or I can roll these out and see if Sofi recovers in the meantime. And typically what I've seen when I've been experimenting rolling puts is when a stock goes down dramatically is to typically not roll the put during that drama period. I let things settle down, and it seems to be easier to execute my trades when there isn't so much uncertainty of the stock. So in other words, if I were to roll this out, I'm probably going to wait till tomorrow or maybe early Friday if I do decide to do that, in hopes that Sofi becomes a little more stable by then and I can execute my trades more easily. And typically when it's less dramatic, the premiums are more in my favor. We can see in that little bit of time of just talking to you guys, my portfolio has recovered $2,000, which is wild to see. Something else I did before the Fed decision was I went ahead and I sold a call on MSTX. I sold this $105 strike call, and I made $150 in premium from it. And I actually bought a couple of shares of Sofi, and I didn't use all of the premium to buy Sofi. I bought maybe $40 worth or so. And this ended up in my favor, I suppose, because MSTX also took a hit with the Fed decision. And this call went from within hours a value of $150 to a value of $33. So it also looks like I'm going to be sitting with this MSTX stock for a while. And that's basically it. You know, all of my puts are very close to being in the money, if not in the money right now. So we just have to play the waiting game. And this is kind of the boring period of selling puts. When things go up, it's really exciting, or they stay stagnant, it's really exciting because you can continue to make these trades. But when things dip, it might take a while to recover. And something else I want to show you guys is I'm working on a new spreadsheet that looks a little more professional and helps me keep track even better when I manually enter all of these options I sell. If you're new to my videos, I used to have this spreadsheet that looked very similar to this. It wasn't in a table, but it just helps me keep track of when I sell an option, how much premium I gain from that option, and help me keep track of my total monthly return. I think this looks a lot better. I'm going to keep playing with it and put the rest of my trades throughout the month in this just to make sure there aren't any bugs or anything that I want to enhance in this spreadsheet. And then the plan is later, if you guys want to support the channel, I will sell this spreadsheet relatively cheap. I'm not going to make it some crazy price because I don't want to rip anyone off. It's more of just like if you want to say thanks and you also want something useful to use if you sell options, it's available for you. But anyway, stay tuned for that if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. If you're selling puts and you're nervous, I wouldn't be. This is all just part of trading, is you have to know your risks. This is something I knew could happen, and it has, and we just have to deal with it now. And I'll keep you posted what I end up doing with some of these Sofi puts, if I let them get assigned to me or if I decide to roll them out a few more weeks. Yeah, I'll be sure to share that with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in a future video.